and welcome to Duncan Toplis On Air. I'm Caroline Cleary, the Chief Marketing Officer at Duncan Toplis, and we're joined for a special festive edition of our podcast with Damon Brain, our Chief Executive Officer. So today we're going to be talking about all things festive and really reflecting on Duncan Toplis, our growth journey next year, and finding a little bit more about what Damon loves about Christmas and the New Year. So welcome, Damon.
Thank you, Caroline.
So let's start with something a little bit fun. This time of year, it's often a good time to look back at what we've enjoyed about, particularly Christmas when we were children and other things. Certainly, I found myself over the last few weeks regaling stories to my children about what we used to enjoy. But what's your favourite festive memory?
Yeah, I love Christmas anyway. I think it's time that you actually do spend quality time with family, loved ones, and really reflect and actually create memories. I think Christmas is a time that you do create memories. So, very good question. My memory has to be spending a Christmas in Lapland with the children and seeing the big man himself go off and do his roll around the world, but actually being there when he came back. And we were very fortunate to get a little bit of time with him when he came back and really enjoy Christmas in a very authentic setting.
I think that's as well as the time that you spend with family, when there are young members of the family especially, their reactions can remind you the magic that's around this time of season. And are there, in your household, are there any sort of unique traditions or customs that you undertake?
I think there's certainly customs, and unique would be a bit far-fetched. Actually, thanks to one of our fellow directors, Tim Godson, who retires at the end of March. Tim recounted, I asked him a similar story. We've worked together since 1996, and I remember one year talking about the magic of Christmas and what was special. And he shared a story of his memory was eating chipolatas with his family every Christmas morning whilst they opened their presents. And we captured that when we had children and have reinvented that, so certainly not unique. But if you ask our children about Christmas morning, they now tell the story of chipolatas whilst you're opening your presents.
The chipolata Christmas, absolutely. I love that. I think we need to start spreading that further around. So I suppose as we come to this time of year, we said we reflect personally and also professionally, and it's been a huge year for Duncan Toplis, and in many ways a really big year for you in terms of the journey that you're taking the business on. But looking back over the last 9 months, what are your sort of year-end thoughts for 2024?
Yeah, I think it is an important time to reflect. I think reflecting that we launched our Growing Together strategy on the 1st of April this year, that was a big milestone in our evolution, and certainly a big focus on where we're going for the future. Personally transitioning to the CEO of Duncan Toplis, very, very proud moment. It has been a long-term aspiration of mine. I started from school with Duncan Toplis and thoroughly passionate about what the past, the present and the future brings for the business and the team.
Oh, that's really good. And I suppose within all of that, there will be particular highlights that you can think back. Can you share those with us?
They always range around our people, our clients and our communities. So lots of highlights around our people. It would be our team awards and seeing the passion of team members being nominated by their fellow peers, their colleagues, and then handing out those awards and the proud moment that has for the team members. We've had some fantastic client stories in terms of really making a difference to our clients and life-changing advice that we give and being there for them at times of need and times of requirement for advice. And ultimately it feeds into, we really do make a difference in our communities, and that's something that I'm immensely proud of.
And I suppose you touched there about again, people, clients, communities, and certainly one of the things that you've brought in over the last few months is that focus on high performance and really helping our talented people to take those next steps in their journey, do those extra parts for clients, and as you say, get really involved in the communities that we live, love and work in. But within trying to instigate that sort of culture and in trying to bring together over 500 people, that brings challenges. What are the most challenging areas that you've found over the last few months?
Yeah, it's in any change management, in any evolution, it's time. In a people business, you've got to give your people, your team, the time to understand, digest, align, be very much on board with the focus and the strategy. And when you're making quite big, significant changes and step changes, time is always your limiting factor. So very fortunate, got a great team around me and we have invested a lot of time, but the biggest challenge is having enough of that to make sure people are settled and aligned.
Yeah, absolutely. And although, positive change is brilliant, but change is always tricky. Humans don't like change very much, so it can be a huge challenge to manage. I suppose in all of that, though, do you have a standout moment of 2024, and what would that be for you?
Again, several team awards. I'll repeat it again. Seeing the passion on team members' faces, receiving recognition, and being celebrated for we are our team, and celebrating outstanding successes. You mentioned high performance. We certainly don't shy away from celebrating high performance and encouraging others to continue to perform highly and just make their marginal gains across the whole business. On the client side, we've had some fantastic conversations with clients where they recognise the difference our team have made to them and the proactive advice, and really heartfelt conversations about the difference that makes to their families, their own businesses. And you never lose that moment where you're proud to hear them stories.
And I think that positive momentum is something that as a business we can feel we're taking into 2025, our 100-year centenary. What does next year look like for Duncan Toplis?
Firstly, a celebration. 100 years. It's really, we talked about reflecting at Christmas. I think reflecting on your centenary is hugely important. We have some fantastic foundations that we're building the business on. It's really, really important we don't lose the pedigree that we've built over that 100 years, but equally embracing change, embracing technology, embracing a fast-moving industry for the benefit of our team and our clients. So really, really exciting year ahead.
Yeah, very much so. And I suppose one of my favourite questions is always, what are you going to get most excited about?
Growing. I think the opportunities that brings for our team, our people, additional services, doing the services we already do even better, career progression for our existing team, more clients, more fantastic advice, and go right back to making a difference in the communities.
And that sort of we've looked back at 2024, we're looking forward to 2025. What do you see the future being for Duncan Toplis?
Yeah, so we've got our eye on some key strategic locations, expanding our geographies for very targeted reasons, aligning with some like-minded accountants. There's some very, very good accountants out there. We're very fortunate that we provide a huge array of services and act as a trusted advisor to many, many owner-managed businesses, and to be able to elevate some other firms in very specific geographies to have access to them services is going to be hugely exciting.
Yeah, lots to look forward to. I think it's as an industry and as a group ourselves too. So perhaps if we sort of close it there and think about what's your final festive message to our listeners today?
It'd be a thank you. So to all of our team, thank you for everything you do at Duncan Toplis. It is a special place to be, and that's because of the team. A huge thank you to our clients. We wouldn't have much of a business without some fantastic clients, and forever grateful for the support and the encouragement we get from our clients and our wider stakeholders, our referral partners and the communities in which we operate. Just thank you for embracing and encouraging what Duncan Toplis offers.
And here's to a fantastic 2025. Thanks for coming in, Damon. Thank you.
Thank you.